Greetings, everyone. Welcome to THL Maniac Mondays. I am your stream operator, Lotus Knight, and I'm going to introduce your hosts for tonight. First, we have Jailstorm, fresh from a lot of Saturday school stones. How are you doing, Jailstorm?
I'm doing great. It's a great season in Wild THL. I'm happy to be here for Maniac Monday.
Yeah, and on the other side, we have the Rotted Zombie. How
Well,
are you
hello.
doing?
I'm well, and it's great to be here. Thank you so much for having us, and I'm looking forward to a great evening of action.
Awesome. Well, you two are in charge tonight. I'm just going to be opping here, so go for it.
Yes. So, welcome, guys. I am the Rotted Zombie, Jailstorm, and I welcome you to tonight, Maniac Mondays with Team Hearth Legends. What is Last Hero Standing? We have an atypical conquest format where you pick a hero, and if you win with them, you keep playing them. It's best of three. Got to win 2 times, one ban. Jailstorm, I kind of want to start by thinking about the format as it is. What kind of decks do you expect to see some of our players bringing tonight?
Well, given the fact that it's last hero standing and you can win multiple times with a deck, I think we'll see a lot of Dark Glare, Warlock, APM Mage, and Hand Buff Paladin tonight, just because those are the three tier 1 decks, and they have the potential to snowball for the entire series.
I think that's right. I especially think we'll see a decent amount of hand buff because it feels like a very safe pick into a whole bunch of different things that could potentially be brought. Now, I suppose it begs the question, like, will our players more lean towards good stuff, or will people try to like hard slash soft target some of the more popular choices? Looking at the players that we have tonight that are going to be joining us in this Maniac Mondays LHS tournament, what do you know about them? What are some names that are jumping out to you right away?
So we've only got 20 players this tournament, but we have got so much talent packed into this pool of participants here. I mean, we've got Rami, the GM, currently in
Oh,
standard. We
he's
have
yeah, he's a maniac for sure. I love it.
Yeah, we could talk about him for just a couple minutes, I'm sure. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we've got the popular names like Otters, NHL NJ Fan 1, Itachi, Shiawasana, who's a great streamer.
Oh, he's a
But
fantastic guy too. Yeah.
we've got about 5 or 10 other names in here that are pretty well known in the wild community. So it's a great pool.
I think it is, and it's has me especially excited to cast tonight because I don't want to say unlike typical THL quality. This is typical THL quality. You have some of the best players coming together for sort of fun evening tournaments. I mean, let's get them. I really think these guys are going to put on a show tonight. I hope they are anyway, and I really can't wait for the action to get going. I almost kind of wish I could get in this tournament. You and I were talking about this a little bit before the stream, Jailstorm. I'm curious if you could participate in this, what sort of decks would you bring?
That is a great question. I actually thought about joining this tournament for a little bit, but I decided to cast because I actually think casting's quite fun. But if I was playing, I would try to target those three decks that I just mentioned. And instead, I would play Odd Paladin, Odd Warrior, and Big Priest. And here's why.
Ooh.
Big Priest is probably the only solid, consistent counter against hand buff right now that can consistently beat it on a regular basis.
Mhm.
Odd Paladin, I think, is pretty solid into Dark Glare and APM Mage. And Odd Warrior is great against Dark Glare, and it can get some wins against APM as well. So I think those three decks, they're a decent counter to the meta, or what we could see from today's tournament. What do you think?
Well, I was trying to give this a little bit of thought, and my usual approach comes down to whether I want to sort of play the good stuff deck, like Darklish say, that I just like and think is very a strong candidate in this format, or whether
Mhm.
I want to take the approach of banning it and sort of working around it. Slash, you know. So in this case, I think I might just want to lean into the good stuff. I probably would lean into Dark Glare and sort of look to ban the counters, but that's kind of a tricky thing. Wild is in a very interesting place right now. There are a lot of viable decks that one could bring to a tournament like this. And I think it's actually worth sort of taking that to the next step. One thing I know that a lot of people are going to be thinking about in the coming days is the planned nerfs to the format. We haven't heard what they're going to be yet, but we have some strong guesses. I'm curious where you think the format is going to go in the coming week or two, given what we kind of expect to happen.
Well, we know that most of the nerfs are probably going to target the standard cards. I think it just works out this time because the same cards that are powerful in standard are powerful in wild as well. The two main candidates are Encanner's Flow and Crab Rider. Encanner's Flow just makes the APM Mage curve just that much better, being able to
Oh,
play it
it's
on two.
so strong. It's like a Sorcerer's Apprentice for your whole deck.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like a wild growth that triggers every turn you draw. But the Crab Rider, I think that's going to be 100% nerfed. We got hinted at it from a tweet from one of the game devs earlier last week. Um, there's a couple different directions that the community's heading in with the buff. I feel like the most popular nerf that's expected is going to be changing it from 4 health to 3 health. Um, but I could also see Crab Rider going to 3, just because a 2 mana card with Rush and Wind Fury seems leagues more powerful than any other 2 drop, in my opinion.
I think that's correct. I'm curious what they might buff at the same time, but that's sort of a whole open speculation that I'm sure we could write and speak for days on. One thing I'd like to get into now, since we're sort of getting ready as the players check in, let's go over who's participating in this LHS tournament tonight.
Yeah,
Do you want to read off some of the names for us?
Yeah, I have
yeah,
the
sure.
list so I can read them if you want.
Oh, perfect. And also remember, everyone, 5 minutes left. You can still register if you want to get a piece of this action. Top prize, is it a $10 bundle, you said?
I think, yes, that's correct. $10 bundle. So
Sweet.
our players will be fiercely competing tonight for that huge prize.
Get that paper.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what do you got for
Lotus,
us, Lotus?
yeah.
Player number one, For Christ.
I've heard his name before, seen him on ladder a couple times. He's been a high legend. I've seen him.
He plays in other THL leagues as well. He's solid, consistent competitor.
Player number two, Home Master.
I really have not heard too much about Homemaster. Keep in mind, I'm only familiar with the wild side of Hearthstone. So if he plays standard, I'm really not too familiar. But if he's new
Uh,
here, I mean, looking to take names.
I'd love chat's help on this one. I actually am not super familiar with this player, and I'd love to hear about them if you guys have any insight. Yeah, love
Mm,
to see what's coming up.
Well, we'll learn about him today. That's for sure.
Just so.
Number three, Sunday, Matsund.
Oh, this guy is a degenerate, like a nipple rubbing aggro degenerate. He's actually my sleeper pick for this tournament. I think he could take it all the way.
Yeah, no, Matt Sunday's just an incredibly talented player. He is the captain of Everyone's a Winner, who is 4-0 currently in the Wild Series. Um, so he's probably, I mean, not probably, he's a great strategist. We could see great things from him tonight.
Number four, Bitbeaker.
Oh, I know this guy really well. Bitbeaker is actually a member of Amber Flight Gaming, the team that I am on. He's a fantastic player, nice guy. Really looking forward to see him picking up the wild baton here.
Yeah, I guess some more in-house talent for AFG. Um,
Hell yeah.
Um, Directly from NPH, Pasca.
Ooh.
yeah, Pasca's been here for a while. A lot of people know Pasca, a lot of people respect his play, so we could expect great things from him as tonight as well.
Um, Next player, some people might know him, Rami94.
A literal GM in standard who, as recently as 2 weeks ago, won the weekly competition in GM. I believe he got second place, runner up this last time. This guy is the nuts, and we have him here with us tonight.
Yeah, Rami might just be the best player in this pool just by his experience and past accomplishments. Um, I mean, his talent speaks for himself. If you watch any of his games on Hearthstone Grandmasters, it's he's a great player.
Yeah, he's a master of the standard meta. Whether or not that'll translate into wild against some of our hungry competitors remains to be seen.
Yes, agreed.
Just as a note, some of these players have not checked in yet, so please remember you have 2 minutes to check in if you haven't yet and you would still like to play. The next player is Oddlaw.
I know a few things about Oddlaw. Nice guy. He's been running mid-high legend ladder in like the top 50, I think, recently. Really strong results. Plays all sorts of interesting decks. I can't say that I've seen him compete directly in something like this. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, I've seen him in high ladder as well, just throwing around a couple interesting decks and archetypes. Currently, he is on the team Mancrick's Revenge for the Wild series. Mancrick's Revenge is 2-0 and 2 ties currently. Um, but Oddlaw, he's got
Yeah,
experience. So,
Mhm.
yeah. He's no slouch. He could certainly perform well tonight.
mhm.
Next player is Otters.
Oh God, this guy.
Otters is fantastic. I mean, he'll probably make a couple people rage just this tournament. But
Yeah, he's gonna make me rage this tournament. Otters, if you're out there, I'm coming for you. No, just I love Otters. I just make fun of him. He makes fun of me. We have a thing.
Um, Directly from Hearth Center, we have NHL and J fan Marty B.
who is this
Oh,
guy?
Marty B, NHL NJ fan. Just your typical tempo storm writer, THL team captain, top 10 ladder inhabitant, all around man about town.
Yeah, his accomplishments speak for itself. Great guy, great communicator, very smart about the game. Um, yeah.
Yep. He's the person that I trust when I have questions about decks and the format and anything like that. So I don't doubt that his talent will translate into potential success tonight.
Oh yeah. Same. I can't tell you how many times I came in with a hot take and Marty B came and shot me down right after with an even better one.
He made
So,
your hot take a not take. Eh?
Um, and we're just in time to say our next player just in time.
Oh, lurking in the chat. Justin, tell us about yourself. Are you going to win? Come on, baby. What do you think, Jailstorm?
Justin has proven himself to be a great player in the other series for THL other than Wild. I haven't seen too much of his Wild gameplay, but I'm sure we could expect great things from him.
He's just such a solid player. His results in Tespa and on ladder speak for themselves. Yeah. What is it? National champion, Dustin? Dustin. I called you Dustin. Wow. All right, I'm leaving. Goodbye. No. Yeah, I think he could do really well tonight. We'll see.
Next player, Nice Jewish Owl, aka Milo.
Hmm.
Personally, I'm not too familiar with this. Rada, do you have much?
I mean, I know of them. It's kind of like with some of the other players I'm less familiar with. I'm really looking forward to see their play because I think there are a lot of very talented wild players out there who haven't had their moment in the sun yet.
Yeah, no, this tournament is definitely a litmus test for the players that we're not too familiar with here and how they stack up against the pros and the competitors that we are knowledgeable of.
And that's the beauty, I think, of little tournaments like this. It allows people who, are really strong, confident ladder players to sort of take that step into conquest, into tournaments, and see if that's for them. And I think they could really perform.
Mm-hmm. Next player, THL Captain Extraordinaire Diamond.
Ooh.
Yeah, Diamond, captain of the Pog Merchants this season. He's got a couple great teammates on his team, so I'm sure there's a couple people in his ear about what to bring tonight. Um, but he's another one of those players. I mean, up there in high legend usually.
Yep.
Play speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Um,
Looking for a lot from him tonight.
Hmm.
Next, we have everyone's favorite Pokemon, Cherub.
What do you got, Rotted?
Oh my god, I actually, again, I'm not super familiar with this player, and I can't wait to see him. Can't wait to get some
Yeah,
action.
same here. Same here.
Our next.
Cherub won the classic tournament we're seeing in chat from Desharmo.
Oh, no
Nice.
way. Oh, great for him then.
Well, well, well. Expectations then.
Um,
Yeah, we've got a standard GM. We've got a classic tournament winner here. The talent's very diverse.
Next player is G Kick.
There's
What do
another
you
one
know,
of those
Jailstorm?
players that
Yeah.
I just don't know too much about, whether I'm
Yep.
too new to the format or just don't know him.
It's a fairly accomplished standard player. Does pretty well in THL. I think usually the 3 seed, but pretty good player.
Sounds good to me. I think that probably will translate just fine to Wild.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Our next player is Itachi.
Oh boy. Now let me tell you about Itachi. Another Amberflight Gaming gentleman, very strong standard player, very strong, and an accomplished Wild player as well. As one as part of a winning team here in THL. So I expect him to play well. I know his focus has been more in standard lately, but don't sleep on him.
Yeah, no, I remember back when he was in the Wild Series in previous seasons, he was just one of those players you didn't want to face in a week.
No,
Just
just give
a
him
little
Odd
too terrible.
Rogue, give him something good, and he'll get you.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
Next player, not a duck duck. We have Goose.
Ooh,
What do you got, Rotted?
not so much. What do you got, Jailstorm?
Yeah, not much here. Another player will just have to follow and see how he does today.
Yeah, come on, Goose, show us. We got you, fam.
Now
Oh wait,
this,
I see him in chat there. Goose, Goose is good.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Diamond saying, yeah,
Yeah,
fully
Next
vouched for.
we now have someone I don't know how to say the name. Shia Wasena, the
yes.
next player.
She is one of my dearest friends in the format. He is an exceptional player, good streamer, top Reno Priest player, and I really look forward to seeing him in this format because I don't think he typically plays too much in THL. So welcome, friend. Welcome.
Yeah, she is just an absolute great content creator. His wild streams are so entertaining. As far as his talent goes, his stream kind of speaks for himself. He's usually, top 100 legend, usually frequents top 50. Um,
Mhm.
Sometimes he plays some off meta stuff, but even if he does, he usually makes it work. So,
Yep. Just guy can just play. He's another of my sleeper picks to win here. He's a versatile choice, I think, because he's just so familiar with Wild and the decks that are found in it.
yeah, no, he'll definitely bring a smart lineup tonight.
Our next player is Rice Bowl.
Ooh, Rice Bowl from my current team, Bash Bros.
Ah,
I recommended that he join today's tournament. I think he just joined about an hour or so ago. But
nice. Give us the insight. Give us the insight.
oh, I can't tell much. I mean,
Oh,
secret's not out until we see the deck list. But
tease us a little bit then.
well, he hasn't told me much either. So,
Okay.
but
I mean,
he's
he's
a
a
good
good
friend of
player.
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a dear friend of mine. Rooting for him today, definitely. So.
Sweet.
Next we have the Snake Charmer, Mr. Python.
Mr. Python is just a great player. He's specialized in aggro for both standard and wild. And he's one of the players that, again, in wild THL, you kind of just don't want to face because most times he'll just sweep you with whatever he brings. So
Yeah, and given the strength of Aggro right now and his competence in playing it, I wouldn't doubt that he could very quickly roll into higher rounds depending on the matchups.
yeah, his intuition for playing those aggro decks just comes so naturally. I feel like it's just pure talent. But
Oh, and that's exactly it. I think there's often a meme that aggro is less than skilled. Aggro takes probably the most skill to play well, and people like Mr. Python here, they can show us.
yeah, it's all about the trading and figuring out when is the fine time to push face and go all for it.
Mhm.
But he's great at that. Yeah.
Our next player is Mad Villain 1.
Oh,
I'm not too familiar with Mad Villain. What do you got?
I know this guy. He's all right. Yeah. No, I tease. I mean, I know him in passing in the wild community. nice guy, decent player. Haven't really seen him much in uh, Conquest or formats like these, so show me something. Let's go.
Yeah, well, he's got a great name, so we'll follow his action tonight.
Mm-hmm. And the next player is our final player, MMW.
I'm not too familiar with MMW.
I'm not either. I'm refreshing the list right now. I see they must have just added themselves. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what they bring and how it goes.
Yep, yep.
With that, we are going to take a short break, and then we will begin. We'll see you all really soon when delay catches up.
All right, see you guys soon.